Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lune, and today I'm creating a cozy video. Like literally, I'm freaking cozy right now. I have my pajama shirt on, cozy pants. This is my hair from yesterday when I got out of the shower. And it was just one of those days where, I don't want to say I didn't want to put in any effort, but it was just one of those days where I think I really needed to honor a bit of the relaxed vibe or kind of tap into the current of just coziness and relaxation and not put like too much pressure on myself. So typically when I'm experiencing something, it tells me that other people are too. And hence, I'm going with the flow, and I have no earrings, no jewelry. I did brush my teeth because I just ate dinner and I didn't want to have salad stuck in my teeth. But all in all, I'm cozy on this little mini couch thing that I have in my office. It's not super aesthetically pleasing, I'm aware, but I'm working on it still. So this isn't a by proxy healing session. This isn't going to be that kind of thing. It's a little bit of an easy video for me, I'll fully admit, and a hangout post a beyond time and space hangout. And I just wanted to share some things with you guys. The first thing that I want to bring up is a project that I've been working on. It's a year-long project at least. So I first have been offering it to Patreon because that's kind of this area where I know that people are already interested in the work that I'm doing and already very supportive of it. Basically, since the release of Crystal Intentions and actually holding it in my hands, I was like, damn, like, you can write books, like, you can do it, you know, like, it happened, it's done, this is it. And I've learned a lot through that experience. It was a great experience, but I've definitely learned a lot. And I have discovered some things about myself, and I hope the things that I share here are supportive potentially of kind of giving other people the I don't want to say inspiration, but just putting it in your head a little bit to chew on, that you don't have to do things the way that other people have been doing it. And I don't mean I'm the first one to start a project this way. I don't mean that at all. But when we think of something like a writing project, excuse me, I'm just gonna get even more cozy here, a little more comfortable. But when we think of something like a writing project, I've tried to write books in the past. I know I've mentioned it. And then they've fizzled out. It wasn't until I actually had a contract to do it that I had that motivation and like that determination. And I had a co-author who was very inspiring, and like we kept each other going, even in like the days when we're both like, oh my God, what is life? Like how I need a break, you know, that kind of stuff. And I've realized about myself that I need change. Like, I don't work well if I have to do the same thing day in and day out. And I don't work well on things that, like, as an example, writing a book, where it could take you a year to do it. And there's really, like, no completion. No one wants to hear you talk about the book that you're writing. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's, well, not everybody, but, like, the book I'm writing. Oh, I'm writing a book. Oh, I'm working on a book. You know, like, it's just not, unless it's tangible, unless it's complete, it's not really something that's easy to share with people. And maybe you lose steam too and stuff like that. I used to have a really big insecurity with myself this way, where I would, you know, people that I love and that were close to me be like, oh man, you like flop around a lot, or like you don't really stick to stuff. And I was like, oh shit, like maybe that's true. I need to look at this. But, you know, it works out for me. It's part of my personality. It's part of my nature. And like, I can't fight the current, can I? What I can do, and what you can do is work with your strengths and work with the things that come a little bit more comfortable to you. I don't mean we shouldn't push ourselves, but work with the things that like are naturally innate within you. And then the challenges, of course, will come. That's life. It's going to happen. But it just might be a little easier. So all of that freaking intro to share that I'm writing another book, and this time I'm doing it differently. I'm creating a chapter each month. That's what I'm going to do, a chapter each month. And as I complete each chapter, I'm creating a little zine, I'll call it. I don't know if that's the best word, but a little booklet, which I have an example of. Finally, it just came yesterday, so I'm really excited to share it with everyone. But so writing the chapter, creating it into a little zine, it gives me like a break, so I'm not just like writing endlessly or feeling like I'm never gonna get up to the top of the mountain. It's like I have 12 mini mountains. And because I want it to be also somewhat aesthetically pleasing, granted, the example that I have to show you is the first one, so I'm excited to see what the 12th one looks like, But suffice to say, this is something that I'm very excited about. I feel very motivated by. I feel very inspired by as well, and it kind of feeds all the things that I want. And at the end, when I'm done with these 12 chapters in the month, or in the year, in the year, I'm then going to compile those 12 and get them professionally edited and, go through that process, all of that stuff, and turn it into a full book. Ooh, hello, like the air conditioning just kicked on, which is great because I'm probably like super shiny and sweaty right now. It's warm here. So this is the first edition. I will say it's very simple because it's the first one, and I really wanted to not stress upon perfection. And I don't mean to say I'm not putting in effort, but there's a different, I know myself, and I'm sure many of you can resonate with, there's this kind of like reworking of things that tends to happen with creative projects. Like a painting's never really ever done, is it? Like you can always go back and keep working on it, or a doodle, or a blog post, or a video, or something. Like you can always keep doing it, but you have to learn to let it go. You have to be like, this is it, let's put it out, and I'm on to the next one. Because like it's not, unless you're creating some like Mozart level freaking like symphony or some of that kind of level thing, for me it's like, let's get it done and try again and try again and do it again and do it again. That works better for me. All right, so I'm calling this project Project Dusk. The first chapter is called Intuitive Correspondence, and there's about 25 pages here, I think, and there are some images, but I'm not going to show you all of it, I guess, because you don't really want me to go through a book, right? But you can see we have some images and different things. I thought of the designs, like I was directing the designs, but Greg from the INNATE helped me in Illustrator to actually get them done, because I'm not really skilled with Illustrator. And again, it's more about creating it and getting it done and putting it out versus now I have to learn Illustrator, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Maybe I'll get there. But I'm really excited about it, and I hope that people are interested. But also for me, it's more about the process of the method of creating this that I'm the most excited about. So if you're interested in something like this, I'm offering it first to Patreon. There is a PDF copy as well, because the tier that this one is in is of like it's my highest tier, and I never really wanted to have high tiers over there, but because this is created on like recycled paper in an eco-friendly printer, it's a lot pricier to work that way, you know what I mean? There weren't any local ones here for me, so I had to go to a place in California. It's not the cheapest thing for me to get these made, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the act of actually doing it, mailing them out, I'm going to sign all of them or just like number them and give a little initial on it as well as I mail them. And I'll be mailing each one towards the end of the month, because I need to be able to see like who's signed up and not be like running to the post office all the time. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, like, please check out my Patreon. I should say too, the tier with this in it with the physical copy, just like everything else in my Patreon, always contains the benefits of the tier below it. So there's lesson sessions is in there, early access to the Zodiac session is in there, a 2-hour more or less like long form session is in that, as well as the PDF, as well as the audio downloads from the INNATE and the community access as well. So, you know, I just wanted to share because I haven't been able, like, I didn't want to talk about it because it's very abstract to share something that you don't actually have like a physical copy of yet. They're all going to be about this size. I don't want to change the design of the size too much because, you know, if you put it on your bookshelf, I want it to like be able to go together. There's, like I said, this isn't professionally edited, so I'm sure there's going to be a typo here and there. I did my best. I'm dyslexic, you know. I had someone else look at it, run through it. They're not a professional editor. So it's a little guerrilla style, you know, a little grassroots, we could say. But I'm just so grateful for the support and the people who are excited about this. So the theme of this is intuitive correspondence, and we talk a little bit of this about the subconscious and finding our dominant subtle sense, you know, our dominant psychic sense, and refining it and developing it. And that's kind of the gist. So thanks for hearing me out with that. And I'm going to move now to share with you some items from the Goddess Provision box this month, the January Goddess Provision box. I will say as well, I've just talked to Goddess Provisions today, and I am working with them to create a digital offering for one of their boxes this year. It's going to be like their crystal box, and I'm going to create a by proxy crystal healing session. I'll give you more info on that as it comes up and I know more info about it myself. But this is their self-care box, I want to say. Let me just make sure. And I received it from, like, shout out Noelle, like, hey Noelle, thank you so much. With a really sweet email, just like, hey, I wanted to send this to you, you know, even if you just use it for yourself. And I really appreciate like how just, I don't know, I feel like genuine care from those kind of conversations, or that like openness. So let's see, it's called Sacred Self-Care is the theme of the box. And this fucking energy, like this past month, December into January, ooh, I need some self-care. I think a lot of us could have some self-care. So to get this box was like really special. I haven't used any of it yet, but I did open it just because I like to have a little idea. And what I'm tapping on here is this cute little journal, a day and night reflection journal. It's adorable. And for someone like me, this is a really great thing to have. I just want to take this little piece of paper. We're going to christen it. Welcome. We're cracking champagne on the front of the boat here. Or peeling those little rubbery kind of silicone or whatever they are, latex bits off of like sunglasses or like something shiny. Who doesn't love that? So you can see the cute design. I love the artwork. It's like simple and tasteful, but pretty and earthy, I could say. Am I back? Yeah. It gives you, I'll just read you a little bit. Getting to know your inner self is an important step towards increasing your overall happiness and well-being. By getting in touch with habits, needs, and emotions, as well as their impact on your body and mind, you can take better care of yourself in both the short and long term. And it goes in, and basically it's a whole bunch of just prompts for you to fill in and reflect. So it says, like, obviously you put the date and all of that, like a typical planner or journal. But it says an intention for the day. I slept from this time to this time, total hours, and little notes that you can put for your dreams. What you ate for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Number of glasses of water that you've taken or ingested. Not their words. Some exercise notes. Other activities, journaling, social time, meditation, gratitude, time outside, creative work, spiritual practice, spa day, therapy, alone time, being silly, learning something new, listening to music, cooking, cleaning, or a little blank spot for you to fill in. So there's the record side here and the reflect side. Physically, I feel, and it gives you these prompts from energized, relaxed, sluggish, sore, etc. And then some blank spaces for you to fill in. Things that were fun or relaxing today, things that were hard or stressful today, kind things I did for myself, and then writing like your mood throughout the day as well. And then it just goes, like, that's basically all it is. I mean, unless I'm missing something. No, that's what it is. And I don't know about you. I mean, we're entering Aquarius season 2 very shortly, and I can become ungrounded. Like, I need to take deliberate measures to make sure that even the freaking simple ass shit like drinking water, I swear, like, I'll carry around a water and not freaking drink it. You know, like, I'm bad with that. I can't be the only one. Or I'll forget to eat for like a decent amount of time and be like, oh shit, like, what am I doing? Like, I need to eat. Like, no wonder I feel cranky or tired or whatever. So having this little prompt thing, personally, like, I was very excited about this because I think it's perfect and cute and just a good thing, but it's not too complicated either, where like now it turns into a journal, because I don't want to write this shit in like my magic journal. Like, it's like crossing the lines, you know what I mean? Crossing the lines. So let's go back and see what else we've got. This is the Sahara Rose Divine Beauty Serum with lipid, refreshing, prickly pear oil. I want to say they had another one with prickly pear before. Apply Sahara Rose Divine Serum to heal, moisturize, soften. Use on body, hair, and nails. Ooh, I like that they said nails. For best results, apply on damp skin and massage over the entire body. Use as often as needed. And it's vegan, cruelty-free, and free from parabens and other stuff that I'm not going to be able to pronounce, but the nasty stuff. I want to smell it. As you may know, I've been struggling with some perioral dermatitis. It is clearing up, but it's still there. It still gets a little red. So I'm not about to put any shit on my face at all. This might be wonderful. I will not be the one to be able to tell you that, because I'm not messing with my skin. I'm just using Curave or whatever, and like really gentle stuff until this totally goes away. Mine is from a withdrawal to inhaled steroids. But still, like, if I put heavy cream or oil, it really irritates the skin. So I'm probably not going to use this on my face, but body is good, and nails and feet too. I could picture like putting this on my feet, maybe, and like putting socks on to make sure it gets in and gets warm. That's like my favorite way to treat my feet. Oh, okay. It smells less potent than the other one that I think had prickly pear. It's a nice smell. It has like a kind of lavender smell a little bit. Let's see. Let's read the ingredients. Let's see how close I come. Ooh. Okay, so I'll read the part in parentheses. Sweet almond oil, sunflower oil, apricot oil, jojoba oil, argan oil, prickly pear seed oil, pomegranate seed oil. All those are all really good. Lavender, bitch. I knew it. I smelt that girl in there. Okay, rose geranium, German chamomile, orange, grapefruit, some kind of citrus leaf, bergamot, and fruit. Oh, okay, yeah, bergamot and rosemary. So definitely like a really pleasant smell. know I've told you I've been like pretty emotional lately, which has been weird, you know. I've kind of got done, I think. Who's to say? But I'm done grieving now. I'm done with I'm ready to move on, you know. I really feel that. But then just today, my son's dad texted me, was like, oh, like, put him to bed, he's so grown, da da da. And I was just like, oh my god, like, you're right, he's not gonna be a baby, and like, he's in that age where he still has a little like baby face, you know. Or he's 7.5, he's like turning into like a real like young kid, like not just like, I don't know, it's like that as kids age or grow, it's just amazing to watch them, and it like makes your heart like feel so big and just so grateful to witness. But then you're like, oh. So I was like, oh my god, I haven't been emotional. I saw Autumn Mystic yesterday. She came over and hung out, and like I felt good. I felt like I could just laugh and kind of cut loose. I really appreciated that time with her. And then like today I'm like, oh, my baby's growing up. So it's like, girl, get it together. Like, what is this? All right, so definitely a win with the smell. I like it. I'd say lavender and maybe rosemary are the things I picked up, but okay. I'm also very excited about this. I've wanted one of these. I really, truly, truly, truly have wanted one of these. I had a subscriber years ago send me a jade roller, and I have it, and it's in my bathroom, and I use it sometimes. Not all the time, but I do use it. But I've gotten acupuncture on my face before for a while. I was getting that a few years back. Like, it's been a while. And she would use a jade. Oh gosh, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but I'm going to pronounce this so wrong, but like, I can't. I'll just show you, and you can maybe phonetically spell it out for me. It's very pale. Gosha, goodness is what I'll call it. But it's a rose quartz, kind of like facial stone to basically help with circulation, moving, like the fluid in your face. Oh, that sounds so yummy, right? Move the fluid in my face. But it's very well packaged. Like, this little cushy bit was over it. And you take this, and this is what the acupuncturist that I went to used. She had 2 jade ones of these. And you kind of like pull it along your face. I'm probably not doing it right. I don't want to do it for real. And then you can turn it. And you should always pull down past I have like a monster clavicle, so don't be frightened. But like, just pull it down past your clavicle bone, essentially. And there's probably little instructions. You can see the patterns and directions on how, but this stuff really does a lot for your face, like massaging your face in general. Like, if it's acupressure. If you're asking, want to know why I roll my R's, I don't fucking know. It's like a past life thing. No one in my family rolls their R's. I've always done it. But facial massage is so important for stimulating the muscles and like blood flow and stuff in your face. Okay, we're good. Oh god, I look terrible today. It's good. But like, this kind of stuff, so good for you. And just such a nice thing to add to like your routine. It's really beautiful too. It's like a little, like, on the gemmy side. Ooh, I like the sounds. Oh, I like the sounds. So we could use this in the video. Okay, we're gonna clear the lymph from the jaw to the ear, down the clavicle, or down the neck past the clavicle. So beautiful, so cool. And you can totally keep it in the box it came in too, to keep it safe, because, you know, why not? Why not have a special spot for it? So cute. Very satisfying to put back in. I don't know, I drank like less than 3 beers yesterday, for sure. Less than 3. But I woke up very like groggy. I'm old. I used to drink so much and be okay. My plan is to take a shower. I had a lot of running around and sweating and hauling stuff. Oh, I'm so excited to smell this. This is a traditional Malaysia chai. Blue lotus chai. I love chai tea, so I'm totally gonna make this tonight. I'll put a little of that like creamer, fancy creamer stuff that I have in it, and take a bath and then take a shower. Oh, I can smell it already. Do you like chai? Ooh, it's like legit. Like I thought it was tea bags. Oh my god. I want to wear this. I want to smell like this every day. It smells like chai, like what you would think, but like on another level, for real. So how do you make it? Because it's just loose with, I think, a little bit of like a cinnamony stick or something in there. I'm gonna. Oh, it's a little spoon. I thought it was like a cinnamon stick, but it's an adorable little spoon. Holy crap, that is so cute. Yeah. It surprised me and it was really cute. Okay, so how do you make it? Oh my god, it smells so good. So this makes 17 cups. Ready to savor in a moment. Oh good, like my dandy blend. One of the unique qualities of Blue Lotus chai is that steeping is not necessary. For an 8-ounce cup, bring to boil 4 ounces fresh water and one rounded little mini 1/4 teaspoon of the blend. Increase for more spiciness as desired. Stir, and add 4 ounces of the milk of your choice and heat. That's all, you're done. Traditionally, sweetener is always used in Malaysia chai to enhance and harmonize the lively flavors of the spices. Ooh, and I bought some fancy honey the other day too. Oh my god, I'm gonna have the best night. This is why I look so crappy though. You're gonna tell me I look fine, but what I mean is, you know. So there is a crystal, because they do put a gem in every box, and it is a pink opal, I want to say, when I looked at it before. Ooh, some people like this sound. Some people hate this sound. Ooh, I got a little chai. I got a little chai on the thing, on the mic. So this is a pink opal, which let me check myself, because I was wrong with the aquamarine that one time. Pink opal, known as a heart chakra stone, this gem fosters a sense of emotional balance and calm and centered focus. I believe I agree with those statements. Hold it as you recite the monthly mantra to awaken inner peace and self-love. And the monthly mantra is: when I nourish my mind, body, and spirit with self-care, I embody my true nature as a loving, radiant, and compassionate being. I usually suggest pink opal for inner child work, for patience, for anything to do with the mother as well. Opals are very watery stones, so they certainly have an emotional element. These pale, pale, pale pinks are very soft and sweet, stabilizing. It's a beautiful color of energy, if I can put it that way, paired with like the emotional kind of like almost motherly nature of the opals, or almost grandmotherly nature is probably a better way to say that. So very good for children. Please don't, let your baby chew on this or something. But in general, very good for children, for caregivers, for people who need to invoke a lot of patience and connect with other people on emotional levels as well, and develop an emotional maturity. Again, kind of like that grandmother nurturing element. There's a maturity there. Grandmothers are usually not going to pick sides, if you've ever noticed that. I'm sure all of our nannies are different, but my grandmother was never a side picker. I'm sure she had her own inner thoughts and stuff, but she was never playing that. She was never playing cards that way. She never, out of all her grandkids, never made one feel more special than the other or anything. Like, I just really love that. So there's this kind of like special connection. And funny too, I know that my grandmother's birthstone is an opal, so maybe that's where I'm getting that. But I've always felt that about opals anyway. And finally, this was a great, personally, I'm going to rate this box like 10 out of 10. I really love everything. But the last thing is this really cute geode or agate geode printed kind of neoprene feeling little bag. I love neoprene bags. I'll even put a link below. I've kind of wanted to do this for a really long time, but like have held back because I feel like kind of douchey for saying it. But I am not affiliate. Let me start over with this thought. I'm an affiliate of Goddess Provisions, which means that they send me these for free. I don't pay for these boxes. And if you sign up for Goddess Provisions with my link, it means that I get a couple bucks when you order it. So full disclosure, this isn't an ad, but the link below would be an affiliate link. Now, the cringy kind of thing I was wanting to like share for like literally a year, and I have shared this in my like Instagram before because it's way more casual over there. But I'm like, oh, it's so much more casual on Instagram as I'm having like this look going on right now. But I absolutely love this company called Dagny Dover. I have every single one of their neoprene bags, every one of a certain style, I should say. I don't have like the backpack or like the little bags or the laptop case, like all that, but there's a style that I really love called the Landon. I'm so sorry, it feels so cringy to say because I'm not trying to sell you stuff, but I will tell you that this bag is like the best bag I've ever had. I love bags. I've never been a purse person. Like, I'm not like interested so much in like cutie purses or fancy purses, but I love backpacks, and I've had a long history in my life of loving luggage and luggagey things like overnight bags, that style. I don't even know why I bring this up. I'm sorry. It was the neoprene, honestly. It was the neoprene that inspired this. When I was little, my grandfather would always give me Freehold Raceway Mall gift certificates. And I would always go to, like for Christmas, and I would always go to Surrey Luggage and get myself a Kipling bag, like a Kipling backpack or something like that. I had a nice little collection of Kipling going on back then, and I just love like how practical they were. Now, I was young. I was in like grade school, then maybe middle school. After that, I kind of had a development for Le Sport Sac, and I would get like lots of Le Sport Sac bags. That kind of fizzled out. I just like kind of forgot. So when I was working in Brooklyn, I would go to this cute little like boutique. I forget the name of it. I think it's called like Flight 101 or Flight 001 or something. And I would get my bags there, like my kind of interesting, practical, I'm a commuter or I have to carry this crap with me or whatever kind of bags. And then I found I always call it Dangy Dover, like to be funny with like Howl, because that's how he says it. Good boy. You're all jacked up on steak? What's going on? What's going on? What's the matter? For real? For real? I love you. You sound like a little gorilla or something. Or a piggy. I don't know what you are. You're like a hyena. Yeah. I love you. I love you. Okay. So anyway. Bamba be protected. So I found this bag through like a targeted ad or something like that. I just found it on Instagram and I was like, oh, I really like that. They're not like super cheap, but they're not outrageous either. You know, they're like mid-priced, I guess. And there's a line that they have that's all neoprene, which I thought was so cool. So anyway, they don't have affiliate links. Like I've been trying to like figure that out, but they do have a like refer a friend thing. And if you refer a friend through your link, it's kind of like an affiliate thing. That means that I would get a little discount off of my next bag purchase there. So I've been wanting to share it because honestly, just in general, affiliate link or not or whatever, I love these bags. Like I've shared them in my stories a bunch. You know, I've definitely seen people like, hey Ashlyn, who like I've met and they're like, oh yeah, I got this bag because of you, you know. So they're a great bag if you're looking for something that they have various sizes, obviously, but like that you can put like anything in. So like as a mom who carries weird stuff around with me, that might be a lot of water, that might be snacks for my son, that might be a camera, that might be a laptop, that might be an iPad, that might be a microphone, that might be a little mini tripod setup and an iPad and a clip to put my iPad in. Like I need to carry stuff a lot. So I love these bags. I think they're cool, they're classy. I love the monochrome look of them, and I will just share them with you because regardless, I really like the company and the bags in general. So thanks for the reminder, Goddess Provisions, of sharing that. So yeah, my plans now are to take a shower, rinse off, then maybe take a bath. I would love to. We'll see. And make some chai tea. Maybe mix a little dandy blend in if I'm feeling crazy. With a little bit of my fancy creamer from Whole Foods. And probably macadamia nut milk. That's my favorite of the, my milk preference is macadamia nut milk. And just relax. I do want to pull a couple cards for the collective for anybody who's looking for a message or just wants to kind of chew on something, or maybe you're going to meditate tonight, or maybe you want to fall asleep to something or just get some info. So I'm going to pull some cards. Give me 1 second. I'll grab my deck across the way. All right. Recently, or I've been asked a few times, what, Bamba, don't be rude, what card deck would I recommend for someone who's just getting started with tarot? And I typically suggest the traditional Smith Rider-Waite deck, which is the one that I have here. But there's been a new deck that I want to get my hands on that's very much based off the traditional deck, but the characters, if I'll call it that, the people in the cards and I haven't seen the whole deck myself, but from what I've seen online and on Instagram, I think it's called the Modern Tarot. Oh goodness, I want to look it up for you. Yeah, it's called the Modern Witch Tarot Deck by Lisa Sturl. And now my words have changed, so I would suggest that deck as a first deck because it's very similar to this one, but I feel like these characters can be a little difficult to, not difficult to read, but because, I don't know, these are great, these are wonderful, but I really love the modernized kind of play on it to support being able to read and connect with stuff easier. Sometimes it's difficult when you get a person card, you know, it's like, unless you really know what knights represent or what swords represent or like what to look for in terms of symbolism, it might, oh, that one fell out. So we're gonna put it here. It fell out and it was like this way, so I'm just gonna put it on its side and see, because it might just be, we'll read it that way. But I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is, let me see if I can just find a person. Like, okay, I'm pulling this out. The Hermit, right? Yeah, I could be like, okay, the Hermit, like seeking the light, looking within, maybe you know that. But, and I can't say this from direct experience because I don't have that deck, but it's almost like the way that the Hermit will be depicted will just be a little more relevant to like modern times, so you'll get it easier. It might just be helpful as like a first deck if you're looking for something like that. So just looking for some guidance, tuning into the collective. What do we need to hear? What would support us? What could be helpful? I'll pull 3 cards plus the jumper, unless more want to jump out. Thank you to those who have signed up for my Reiki classes coming up. I have one February 22nd. There's still some spots left for all of them, but that one's the first one coming up. That one is Reiki 1, and then we go to Reiki 2, Reiki 3, and then teacher level. Not that you have to go that far. You can just do 1 or however you feel. I also have the retreat in Costa Rica. There are 3 spots left. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see who comes. It's gonna be so freaking good. It's so beautiful there. Costa Rica was the inspiration to move to Florida for sure. I never had been to Central America or that far south in general. And I fell in love with like the humidity and just the vibrancy and how alive the tropics are because of the humidity and the sun and all the warmth and everything. I love it. Okay, so we're just gonna pull 3 cards. 1, 2, don't fall, 3. And then we'll look at the jumper. So fun. I was thinking of this card when I was talking about that. The Knight of Swords in reverse. We got this card the other day when I did a stream, but it's telling us not to rush or feel like we want to start, like it's all on, like we have it in our head, or we feel like we want to start, but we're like, start what? Oh, you know, like what are we starting? Wait, what? I'm ready. I'll do it, but like, what is it? I need to get clear, and that's kind of what is now like feeling more right to me. We know this is a new time. This is a new dimension. However you want to look at it, it's a brand new decade, and we feel like we need to get going. But what is it? What's the target? All right, so I'm just gonna put that. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of space right here. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. The target might be in the material world. Gosh, I'm stuttering. The target might be best focused on first in the material. What do you want to see in the material? What would make you happy in the material? But this isn't just about, oh, I want that car, I want the house, or I want whatever. It's also remembering, look how it's like God's hand delivering it, right? It's there for you. it's like out, like spirit delivering the material manifestations, the resources, the connections, the relationships, the vitality and strength. It's delivering it to you. We all need to be open to knowing and focusing on what it is we want, because we are manifesting so much right now. What is it? But most importantly, if it's coming from the universe, if it's coming from spirit, if it's coming from God, can't we look at all of this as a divine gift? The air we breathe, the opportunities, even the hard lessons, it's all a gift. Life is a gift. So from that concept, what of those desires of physical manifestation in your life that you're leaning towards, why does it feel unattainable? Why does it feel unclear if it does for you? And I don't mean to project on those of you who are like, not for me, this reading. Of course there will be some of you, of course. But what is unclear, or what is blocking that? But also making sure that it is, you're really realizing, like, this is coming straight from spirit. This is coming straight from the universe. This is coming straight from source. This is what source wants to experience. And instead of like, oh, I want that money so I can take a trip, it's like, I want to take that trip because I know that my soul was called to it, but also because it's part of my path, and I know that this leads to something else. I know that there's more beyond it. I'm not using the best of words right now. I want that amount of money, yes, so I can live comfortably, but so that I can create more, or so that I can give more, or so that I, with my morals, let's say, my passions, my personal interests, what I'm viewing in the world as important to me in terms of causes or things I want to see developed here on the material realm and shared with other people, the higher aspects of that, the more, I don't say more meaningful. Anything you want is meaningful to you. I'm not trying to say that. But the more connected. God, my words are struggling so much. I hope you can understand. I really love in this picture as well. They have this like into the garden, like coming into the garden, passing through, these like beautiful smells, like these little butterflies flying around you, coming in, and it's handed to you. So follow nature, follow the bloom, like what you feel is blooming or feels yummy in that way of like, ooh, like, oh, here's another flower, here's another color, here's another thing that kind of leads you into the gates to receive directly from source. And then the last card, well, not the last, I guess, but the last of the three is the Queen of Swords in reverse. And this is saying that there needs to be, and there might not be right now, or there might be some kind of blockage in it, but there needs to be this like emotional intelligence, this emotional understanding of how all of these things are connected. And here, I'll just show you them again. I'll put them straight up so you can see them, because I don't think it's helpful to look at things upside down necessarily. But these are what we got. This Knight of Swords. Where are we going though? Where are we going? Like that's what it feels like. I'm ready. Okay. Yeah, I know that I have to do something. I know that I'm starting. But what is it? What is the target? All of this, it's all the same stuff here in reverse. What am I asking God for? Or the universe or source or your higher self? I'm just using the word God because of the hand. But like, what am I asking the divine for? What do I need? What do I want to create? What gives me enough that I can build off of in many different ways and support not just myself, but everyone else and along the way? But even by virtue of just me authentically doing my thing, I feel like the success that I've had in my life over the past 4 years, and I'm not done, you know what I mean? But like the success that I've seen for myself, I only can connect with it best when I think of the fact that, wow, like I did this, and that means anyone can do it. And let me remember to share that anybody can do it, and let me teach people how they can do it, or at least how I did it, and show them from there. That's what the whole freaking retreat is about. And then the Queen of Cups, like, what is like the emotional understanding of not just yourself, but those in your circle, those on your council, those who are close to you. It is you, of course, but the queen is not just the queen. Like, what are you the queen of if you don't have a kingdom? Like, what are you the queen of then? So it's about, we could say, I feel like too, like I'm picking out a lot right now of like an offering. So maybe what we'll call all of this is a suggestion to do some kind of ritual. Get, if you're able to, a fancy candle, and I don't mean you have to spend a lot of money, but get something that feels special to you, or place it in like a special candle holder. If you don't have a candle holder, find a dish. You know what I mean? Like, make it for you. Like, I'm not trying to tell you like go spend a bunch of money or like whatever it is, but find something that feels very sacred to you, like a very sacred bowl or vessel of any kind, or dish, or some high quality incense. Like, I have some Opal incense that I reserve for like special times. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just burn them every time I light some incense. They're like really special to me. So go into whatever your stash is, or if you have a friend who's into this kind of stuff and they maybe have some, maybe you could do a little, get them like a snack or something and like do a trade. But get something. You could go into the forest, you could go into your garden, you could probably find stuff at the supermarket if you had to, but just like make an effort to create an offering. And this offering, whether it's a candle or you're burning an incense or you're collecting flowers and like laying them out, or herbs or something, but create an offering ritual essentially for the exchange. And if it is clarity that you're seeking, what is the target? Ask for that. And if it is the allowance and receptivity of what like spirit is trying to hand you, and you need to just be able to receive it, ask for that. And if it is like more of an emotional understanding of how this affects all the facets of myself, how this affects those who are close to me, and how this affects the people who are not close to me but are kind of in my circle, in my kingdom, let's say, and that I have perhaps some, even the smallest bit of influence on, just if I even share a smile, you have like an influence in your smile or your scowl for that matter. But seek clarity and come into this generous. Come into this generous without a lot of expectation or like, you better deliver, spirit, like that kind of thing. But just offer it and create it as beautifully as you can. And then, put crystal, like whatever, right? Go crazy. Go nuts. Go nuts if you want. Draw something, paint something, prepare something, cook something, whatever it is, but make an offering that really comes from thought and your heart and your effort. That's, I guess, the stress I'm trying to put here on is the effort. And create a ritual from that, whether you leave it out for like the wild animals to eat, or it's something you burn, or you leave it on your windowsill as an offering to, in some capacity there, to like spirit or something. However you choose to do it, but set intentions to receive that clarity, that easy discernment of where your effort and focus should be, and receptivity and understanding, because there's nothing more intelligent, than like emotional understanding, whether we want to look at this from like a mentalism kind of point of view, or as that's how we really form connections and learn about ourselves point of view. However you look at it, emotional intelligence is highly valuable, So let's see what our jumper was. And it was sideways. The Queen of Swords. So what would we call this? Leaning. I'm trying to think of how Angela Mary Magic does it when she uses her round ones. But this is like a right tilted one. So I think that says it is time for some kind of I want to say action. Maybe you do know what it is, but you feel confused. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe we all do. Maybe we feel confused, like, I'm really called to do this, but isn't that a distraction? Won't I just be doing the same thing again? Remember to be like innovative with whatever you're doing right now. This isn't a time to follow old patterns, clearly, but it isn't necessarily a time to follow tradition for everyone. You know, of course, there's going to be some of you where that might be the time, but it's not so much about tradition. It's about the new and developing things in your own way and adapting things and being a little, I don't want to say aggressive, that's not what I mean, but dynamic in the way that you're creating. So maybe some of the blockage has been, I want to do this, but what's my target? Because I don't want to retrace my steps, or there's a disconnection from the target or the method or whatever it is that's holding us up with the reversed Knight of Swords. Because if we're like looking how someone else does it, or if we're trying to find the path to get on, we might be looking at things in an old way potentially, which might be blocking all of it up. So if you haven't done your clearing yet, work on your clearing. I believe the moon is waning right now. Please check, because if you're watching this, down the road, but the moon is waning. This is a great time for release. So if you're still releasing, if you're still purging, allow that to happen. Cry, sweat, whatever it is. Please don't get sick. But sometimes purging happens through illness, and it's okay too. Like, it's okay. So don't beat yourself up if you do get sick. But essentially, we really need to make sure that space is cleared and the patterns are cleared, because it's not an old system anymore. This is all new. So let's tap into the new and create a more, like, again, I'm not trying to say like aggressive, like punch through a wall, but like a new way of doing it that feels different and feels like it has a different resonance to it than what you've seen or done before, in your life. I'm sorry if that's very vague, but you know what collective readings can be sometimes. Oh, and I didn't show you the artwork for this. It's really pretty. Usually they have like a great artist here. This art is from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle and Guidebook. So this is like an oracle card, I'm assuming. And they also have a digital bonus, Manifest Miracles ebook. Learn how the law of attraction works and access manifestation practices to help you create. I really love that they do that, and that's why I love that they offer a digital thing as well, because you always get more out of this box than is actually in the box, should you, resonate with it and want to go for it. And that's what I'll be creating. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in my sweaty, stinky kind of time. I promise I'm going to go get clean. It was a long day, kind of thing. I just want to send you so much love, so much gratitude. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me create this easy video for you and for me. Thank you to Goddess Provisions. I love this box, and I can't wait to use the gusha or whatever it's called to, like, after my shower, some nice lotion. It's gonna be good. And that chai tea, the things I'm most excited about. I love this. I have a lot of these, so I love it, and I love that it's neoprene. But this isn't wowing me, but I love it. I really do. When do you have too many of these? You know what I mean? But the things that really stand out to me are the gusha rose quartz thing. This cute little book that is going to be so helpful for someone like me. And I think this chai, because I've never smelled chai like this personally. I guess I don't have a lot of experience with chai. Oh, we can read the ingredients. Organic spiced ginger root powder, ground cardamom. Oh my god, I love cardamom. Powdered cinnamon, ground black pepper, ground nutmeg, and ground cloves. Ooh, I like it spicy. I like that stuff. Very aromatic. Alright, so thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you for listening to all my stuff. I'll put my Patreon links below, as well as my affiliate link for Goddess Provisions. And I'll put a look for Dagny Dover, if I can find it, if you're interested in it. None of this is pressure. None of this is me trying to talk you into something. It's just an easy way to share some stuff and create a little hangout together. Okay? Okay? We got it? We're good? Same page? Okay. So much love, humility, and thanks to you. From the very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine within you, within me, to the magic, all that magic that we share. All right? Much love.